I can't even stomach watching that little intro sting there, let alone the video of the murder. But Pat Brown joins us from Washington, D.C. She's a professional profiler. In fact, that's her book, Profiler, My Life Hunting Down Serial Killers and Mass Murderers. Pat, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, you have been watching from Washington, as has, in fact, much of the world, the bizarre and terrifying news out of Montreal. Tell me your first thoughts upon hearing about this bizarre and horrific crime.
Well, I would say the most unusual thing about this crime is the simple fact that he videotaped it, put it on the internet so that everybody could see his crime, which most of the time serial killers, and this man would qualify as one, they usually keep that in their own hidden life. And then he sent out the body parts because he wanted even more media attention. Apparently, he just wants to be the biggest, baddest, and he wants everybody to know it.
Now, tell me about other profiles of other criminals. Have you seen anyone who exhibits this desire for attention before, who wants to rivet the entire nation and the world? Can you compare him to another criminal?
Well, normally we compare that kind of thinking to mass murderers who want their day in the sun, willing to die at the end of the day just so they can go out and get that attention. The D.C. snipers down where I am, definitely they went out and had everybody in terror. And I think this guy's probably watched a few too many news shows and a few too many movies, and he's decided this is going to be terribly exciting because for him, he wants a lot of power and control, and it's not just enough to kill somebody. It's not just enough to rape them after they're dead and to mutilate them and eat them. He has to reach out to the world and share all his lovely hobby with other people and freak them all out and laugh about how he's making everybody else just absolutely sick to their stomach.
Now, the suspect in this case, Luka Magnotta, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, has there are allegations, he has denied it to the Sun, but the police say it is true, that he dated Karla Homolka, who herself was involved in cruel and tortures and murders and rapes. What do you make of that? Do you think it's true, or do you think he just wants that to be a legend about himself, that he dated another horrific murderer? Right.
Well, I certainly think he would make that legend up for himself. I do believe that's true, just to brag about something like that. But birds of a feather, I mean, Karla was hooked up with Paul for so long, and this guy could step into that kind of place, and they could get along just dandy. But I find it, I don't think he would have spent much time with her. I think he's really a loose cannon. We see that with his, as far as we know, posting of killing little kittens on the internet, and now this. He just is, he thinks he's just the most brilliant psychopath out there.
Huh. Now, do you think he knows that he's a psychopath? Do you think he knows what he's doing is pure evil? What's in his mind? Does he regard himself as a hero or someone at war with the world? Why would he do things like this?
Well, he does say himself that he hates the world. He says everybody pretty much is worthless. He's written those kind of words before. I'm sure he does know he's a psychopath, and he revels in it. He knows exactly what he is, and he's not psychotic. He's completely aware of what he's doing. And unfortunately, having watched that video, he acts like no differently than any other psychopath. He goes through his process of enjoying his act. He's very calm about it. He gets a kick out of things. He puts body parts around and laughs at it. He knows what he's doing. And he also, I think, thinks he's Frank Abagnale, the Catch Me If You Can guy, because he's written something about how you can sneak away and nobody's ever going to find you, and now we can't find him.
Right. On his Facebook page, that's one of his likes, is how to disappear. Do you think he's a danger as he is on the run? Do you think other people are at risk from him?
He's extremely dangerous. First of all, we obviously know that he's willing to kill somebody. He knows when he's caught, if he's caught, he'll go to prison for life. Why not add a few more people? Why not terrorize everyone? Why not continue the fun? I absolutely think people have to be very aware of this guy, and he's very good, I think, at slithering in and out of places and blending in. And I think he knows what communities to hang out in that aren't going to pay much mind. People using drugs, prostitution, sex. He might get in there and he'll find another victim. So I think he's extremely dangerous. He's almost like a spree killer at this particular moment, and he needs to be stopped before he takes a whole bunch more people down.
Now, I understand that the victim that was videotaped may have had a relationship with him in advance. What do you think the risk of him, for example, we heard tell of a woman who picked him up to hitchhike. Do you think the risk to people going about their public business is real, or do you think it's people who might fall through the cracks that are the true risk here?
I think he's going to look for people who really aren't going to be paid attention to if they go missing. People who will just get in the car with you, or you can get in the car with them. Usually that means people on the edge of society. They'll just do anything for drugs, sex, money. So that's a very easy target for him. I think he's going to continue to go for that kind of thing. So, yeah, he's definitely a huge danger out there. And but, you know, he's obviously pretty clever at what he does. And I want to just say, some people say, what's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath? Is he a sociopath? I believe they're the same thing. It's just like you got stupider and you got smarter psychopaths, and he's just one of the smarter ones.
Pat Brown, author of The Profiler, thank you for bringing your terrifying analysis to our show. I appreciate your time today.